Greetings, Fiend and Fiendettes. Another quick Uberdemons movie morgue update for the month of October. I've been able to acquire some early birthday presents and got one new Blu-ray that came out this week. And I'm going to start off with some of my birthday presents. This is not one of my birthday presents, but I've had this movie for a while. It was directed by Dave Parker, who is more of a behind-the-scenes guy out in Hollywood. He's spliced together a lot of trailers, and the company that released this film of his, he did a lot of the. They do what's called the Media Zone on a lot of the Full Moon. This is a Full Moon DVD, and they do what's called Media Zones, and he edited those and shot those. This was, I believe, his first effort into film, The Dead Hate the Living, and it's a great little unique zombie film. Great use of colors, and especially in terms of lighting. Great little fun, tongue-in-cheek kind of zombie film. And this film was before Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland and stuff like that. I highly recommend this movie. And I'm going to detour real quick. Speaking of Zombieland, if you haven't seen it yet, get your ass to a theater and go see it. You're going to laugh your ass off. You're going to enjoy it. Great special effects makeup. The opening sequence is phenomenal. One of the best opening sequences I've ever seen to a zombie film. Great movie. Not a scary zombie movie per se, but definitely full of laughs and great one-liners and great humor. Woody Harrelson's great. He's like Twinkie the Kid in the movie. That's his new nickname. First character in that movie from me. That, and you've got the main character, which is kind of like Ash. He reminds me a lot of Ash from the Evil Dead films, but this kid's a little more thought out. It's like he knows what he's doing, whereas Ash is kind of thrown into the situation, and he's a badass, so he takes care of everything, even just being thrown into the situation. Anyways, back to Dave Parker. His most current effort into the horror genre and feature films that he's directed is The Hills Run Red, which is about an obsessed horror fan that goes off to find this ultra rare horror film called The Hills Run Red. Apparently, it was so disturbing that it was pulled from theaters only a week after its release, and a lot of the copies were destroyed. In fact, almost every copy was destroyed. And this one guy really wants to see the movie because he wants to prove he's just that hardcore. The title's obviously somewhat of a play on The Hills Have Eyes, and this is definitely a balls to the wall slasher film, and on the same level as films, more current films like Laid to Rest. It's kind of a throwback film, but the neat thing about The Hills Run Red is it kind of takes some of those standard horror cliches and it turns it on its ear, like for example, you know how girls always fall down and hurt themselves when the slasher's stalking them, getting ready to kill them. Well, they kind of do a different take on that, and technology taking a turn on people like cell phones. Usually in horror movies, oh, I'm out in the middle of nowhere and I don't have a cell phone signal. Well, in this movie, they have perfect cell phone signals, and that gets turned against them, as you'll see when you watch it, without giving too much away. Very cool film. Reminds me a lot in some ways to Texas Chainsaw 2. Babyface is the slasher in this film. A great new iconic slasher right up there with Chrome Skull. I'm really glad to see a new era of slasher films being ushered into this new 21st century era that we're in now. And I hope we see more films like these that are actually worth their weight and get more inventive with the slasher genre and the iconic characters, the slashers that we've had before us, like Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, and so on. Moving on to a couple of Blu-rays that have come out recently. But one that I got early was Army of Darkness, the Screwhead Edition. I haven't had a chance to watch it all the way through yet. I've had a chance. Obviously I've seen the movie all the way through before, but not in high def. But the picture quality is amazing. Very good picture quality. And again, it's like it brings the whole cinematic experience to that next level, like you're seeing it again for the first time. New special features, a new making of special feature. This is, of course, it's the part of the Evil Dead series. It's awesome. Of course, I mentioned Ash earlier. Ash is in it. serious badass in that movie. Um, Pick it up if you have a Blu-ray player. I highly recommend it, just for the upgrade in the picture quality. Um, and then sell your old DVDs to half-price books or something like that and get some money out of it. And lastly, but not least, is Trick or Treat, which was directed by Michael Dougherty and produced by Bryan Singer, which both of them worked together on Superman Returns and X-Men 2. So, and this is kind of a comic book movie also, in regards that it is a throwback to old horror anthologies and horror anthology comics like Creepshow and the EC Comics Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, and Haunt of Fear. This is amazing. This is definitely the best Halloween anthology in America since Creepshow. Period. There's been a lot of naysayers. I've been reading what other people have been saying about it online before and after I got it. A lot of people are like, I don't know. This is definitely worth your time and money. It was fantastic film. Great, 4 great stories meshed together and that are tied together. And the character that ties them together is the character in the burlap mask on the front, Sam, and which is short for the Halloween name of Samhain, which that's the Celtic pronunciation of it. Here in America, most people pronounce it Samhain. As I was saying, this film's definitely worth your time and money. The stories are great. It definitely pushed the envelope. This is the most Halloween-feeling film I've ever experienced in a long, long time. I see this becoming like what A Christmas Story is for Christmas. Really set the mood for the season. And back to the main character, Sam. He is a trick-or-treating demon, and I'm not going to spoil too much, but he really is the embodiment of the spirit of Halloween. And if you don't follow the spirit of Halloween, he messes you up. He is that spark that's bringing back the spirit of Halloween, in my opinion. So I highly recommend The Hills Run Red and The Dead Hate the Living, first off. And then if you haven't seen it yet, go buy Trick or Treat. I'm saying this, go buy it. Don't rent it unless you're absolutely... Well, I really don't know. But if you're a fan of Halloween, I'm talking about the season, not the movie. Because another thing that the movie does is it goes through ancient Halloween traditions, and it doesn't come out and say it. It doesn't really insult your intelligence, but it works those ancient traditions into the film and explains a little bit about why we do the things that we do on Halloween and how those traditions came about, especially the special feature that mentions how those traditions got started. But yes, I'm saying this again, buy Trick or Treat, because you will really enjoy the film. It's a great film. You will not be disappointed unless you're just really not that into Halloween. At least that's my opinion. So stay tuned for more Uberdemon's Movie Morgue. I've got more on the way. Like I said, maybe before or after Halloween or both. Thanks for watching again. Thanks for keep watching. Thanks for all the comments. Keep stopping by. Keep checking for new content, because I'll keep posting. And I'll see you next time here on YouTube.